All right, what up, everyone? We are live. Let me send this out so everybody can come join us. They want to put it on Twitter and whatnot. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Alrighty. Kill that.
Got to share this tweet from Tom real quick. Tom.
The connector?
No, not that Tom. Different Tom.
Nerd.
Completely random Tom. Completely random Tom. You don't know. I don't know why I bothered to call Tom. But it's a good tweet. Hold on. So Yang is leading by double digits. Oh no, where'd it go? Well, the idea was Yang was leading by double digits among seniors in New York City.
He said that he's leading by double digits?
Yang is leading by double digits among seniors in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting little factoid I saw before Twitter stole it from me.
Well, and technically they said that he's leading in every demographic, pretty much.
Yeah, but seniors particularly is a interesting one.
Yeah, those are the ones that show up to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But also have a higher risk of being confused by ranked choice voting. They've never heard of it. Everybody's gonna be a little confused about it. They don't pay attention, but it is what it is.
Well, it's whoever you put in the top spot definitely gets that one. So
yeah. Okay, let's start with this OAN one because I just think it's funny. Does it list the people? Like, is it like low level staffers? Okay.
Yeah, well, according to Herring, they're low level. That he described them as. There's about 16 of them total. 2 of them are listed here specifically, like named names of Alicia Britton and Marty Golingen, or maybe Golingen.
Yeah, they're probably worried about getting sued, man. For oops, my mic's not plugged in. I wonder why. And we're on. I gotta change my default settings. Back microphone. Okay, that probably sounds better now. All right. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and let me pull that screenshot up. Okay. Well, yeah, that's it. Okay, so got the article pulled up. Well, thank you, Business Insider.
Yeah, and I use Business Insider because the New York Times is very particular about who they let read their stuff.
I know, man, they hide everything behind a paywall. Say fuck them. All right, let's just go ahead and knock out these two and we'll call it, and I'll just get to editing. But hey, I want to say what's up to everybody's already joined us, man. Arif Hassan is always here, and of course JJ Garcia is always here. These guys are this is only streaming on the Trickle Ups YouTube channel too, just to kind of push traffic that way and see if we can't keep growing this damn thing out.
Thanks for being here, guys. It's really important to actually show up to this site particularly.
Yeah. But okay, so all right, you ready? Let's just rock this bitch. All right. Bam. What up, Yang Gang? Welcome back. It is the 18th of April. I almost forgot the date. And what do you got on the low for us tonight, Mia?
Well, today we're going to discuss a dozen or so staffers from OAN have quit in recent months because they don't believe that their stories are true. Shocker to the rest of the world. Yeah. But apparently news to them.
Yeah, and it kind of the big thing is OAN's under a lot of pressure too for lawsuits from what's that company called? The voting system.
Dominion.
Dominion, yeah, man, $1 billion lawsuit, you know. So I'm sure they're probably kind of nervous if they have any kind of personal stuff. But yeah, it says Charles Herring, who was the OAN president, confirmed that 12 staffers had recently left, and he referred to them as low level. And it says that he defended the network's reporting. It says, quote, a review process with multiple checks is in place to ensure that news reporting meets the company's journalist standards. Now that's hilarious. Okay. And he goes on, he says, and yes, we've had our fair share of mistakes, but we do our best to keep them at a minimum and learn from our missteps.
Let's call those mistakes.
And other people would also call those things liable. Like, that's why they're up for lawsuits, you know. And to say that they have journalistic standards, come on now. We don't even expect CNN and MSNBC and Fox have standards. We know damn well Newsmax and OAN don't.
Oh, definitely not. Not even pretending to. About Dominion, the network last year doubled down on baseless conspiracy theories about Dominion voting systems, as you were mentioning, and did not take them down until after the company sent a letter threatening to sue it for defamation in January. And then they just kind of quietly took down all related materials without issuing any sort of apology or anything.
Yeah, and Newsmax actually was forced to read an actual statement, which was actually poetic justice. It's kind of funny. But it shows here that it says that one of the producers who left the network, her name is Alicia Britton. She says many people have raised concerns, and she's a news producer who recently left the network. So if she's one of the people that left and she's a news producer, I don't consider that low level.
No.
Personally, that's actually part of the infrastructure there.
Another example is Marty Gulligan, OAN producer since 2016. So those are two producers then.
Yeah, he said a majority of his colleagues at the network didn't believe the claims of voter fraud run on the network, and said he feared that his work at the network helped lead to the January 6th attack. Saw someone there had a flag with the network's logo. Ooh. Yeah, that's true too.
He saw that flag on the TV, and he was pretty concerned.
Well, I feel bad for some of these people who are just trying to get work, you know? Like, there's people that work at CNN that don't give a shit. Like, I don't care what they're talking about. I'm just trying to pay my bills. I work for a hospital. I don't know what they're doing. It's not my concern. You know, I'm just trying to pay my bills, you know? But man, when you see something like that happen where your direct employer is part of the insurrection and of misleading people, it's crazy.
I do think there is a very big difference between not knowing something's going on and then knowingly going along with it anyways. So yeah,
right.
They left over those concerns. Then I wish it hadn't taken an insurrection for them to decide that it was then too far. Like, the line shouldn't have been tolerable in the first place. But, you know, at least there's a line being drawn by some people somewhere.
Well, and it's kind of funny because it says that there were it says two former employees also interviewed believed the network's coverage was unbiased, which is kind of funny. They got some nuts working there too, right? But it says in total, 16 current and former employees told the New York Times they believe the network had aired misleading and outright false information. Obviously. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Obviously, you know. But they have like they've grown because of Trump. Like, he actually promoted them and said ditch Fox News because they're whatever, you know. And then they said you know, you got to go to OAN and Newsmax, and they blew up from there. So they actually, you know, made the deal with the devil, if you will, you know.
Yep. I'm sure the people on there, well, this is evidence. They never really believed what they were saying in the first place. It was just a gig. So if any of you were espousing to the network's authenticity, if that was the part that was drawing you, was maybe they're not reporting the truth, but at least they're saying what they believe in and they have passion. No, that's demonstrably untrue.
I'm actually kind of curious how many people actually watch it. It says here that on April 2020, as of April 2021, OANN was available in approximately 35 million households, and its YouTube channel had close to 1.5 million subscribers. And they have 150 employees in the San Diego headquarters. So that's kind of crazy, man. And they got Tommy Lauren, man. And come on, what in the hell? And she's about as nutty than squirrel shit.
I am fortunate in that I have never exposed myself to that for longer than clips demonstrating why I've never exposed myself to that. But I have seen the clips, and they are convincing of that fact.
Yeah, I was considering doing a segment on here, like a recurring segment, like like some place used to do a thing called Right Wing Watch, where they actually go see what the right wing's up to. But I don't feel like promoting them by just covering their crap,
It sounds like that would be an exercise in anger, and I think that we have a more positive vision for this future.
Absolutely.
We could play that game back and forth all the time, too. There's plenty of demonstrations of liberals being stupid and saying stupid shit. You can cherry pick those situations all you want. And in fact, that's what we do. That's how we outrage each other. Instead, we try and find the most reasonable people and promote them.
Well, and they have 1.5 million subscribers. And I think they've had a little bit of a downturn since Trump's out, just like Fox News has, just like CNN and NBC, all of them have went down. I think that just goes to show what we're doing is worthy, that we can make a difference. We can get in that, I guess, that slice of the pie for viewership and kind of be a voice of reason, of left and right and forward. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, is we can be another source that, specifically for human-centered capitalism and universal basic income and universal health care, and just taking care of people, humanity first principles, and hopefully we can get enough numbers to be competitive, and compete with these people and drown out the dumbassery of OAN and Newsmax. And these people they have brick and mortar buildings they rent. I mean, that is expensive. And
the dream. The dream.
They went all in, man.
Cash, man.
Yeah. I have no interest in a brick and mortar studio. I like being remote. I like the flexibility. I like being a shoestring budget, if you will, to say, hey, we don't need a lot. We just want to get by.
No, but it'd be nice to have like an in-home sound studio, I'm sure. So that way.
Well, yeah, it'd be nicer to have space and the resources to build a separate space, or just convert a room into an actual little miniature studio. And then you can write off on taxes. But yeah, it's one of those things where these type of people are putting millions and millions and millions of dollars up, and they owe someone. So they all have to say these things to satisfy their investors. We don't. We can say whatever the hell we want. So that's the freedom of this, is we can speak from the heart, the gut, the brain, wherever it's got to come from, it's going to come from there. And we don't answer to nobody. Much like Andrew Yang in this whole race, he answers to no one. He owes no favors. Neither do we.
Nope.
We just owe each other the truth.
I owe the Yang gang a lot. I got
damn right. We all do. Oh yeah, and just a heads up, guys. Rio from Moving Forward might be joining us next week too. So we're gonna try and bring some more people in here and hopefully get some more live stream regularities going on. So we can become, eventually we want to be daily. We want to have daily live streams with daily news. And we'll go from there. But yeah, that's what our hopes are. But for now, me and Mia can only do so much on our own. But yeah, so let's let me see here. Let's wrap that one up. So that's all you really had on that article there. It wasn't a very long article anyway. It wasn't like
I didn't have a lot of time, and there wasn't really a lot of riveting news that wasn't.
Yeah, it's a slow night, which is a good thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could have covered the 15,000 shootings, but
yeah, that horse is being beat to death.
Yeah, there's enough people covering it with better access to the information than we have. I figured highlighting smaller stories makes more sense for us.
Yeah.
Things that slip by the radar while these tragedies are happening.
Well, and also there's the one from yesterday we didn't get to cover, or the other day we didn't cover, is Biden and the credit bureau reform, but
That's true too.
that's not a big deal either. It's just like just this random things we could cover. But yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. So I'm curious to see what the long term, what the longevity is of OAN and Newsmax now that Trump's out. There's a decreased demand. Because like the Google searches for Trump is back to where he was before he's even ran for president. His mentions are down. His free, what do you call it? The free media just being mentioned. He's becoming obsolete, which is fine by me. And so all these other far right, bootlicker networks are just going to die off. And pretty soon they can't afford to stay open because they owe people money for building a brick and mortar studio, man. Think about how many employees they got. They said, how many they say? 150 in San Diego. Where'd it go?
I think that was right.
It's in there somewhere. Where the hell did that go? I know. Oh boy. Am I blind? I remember seeing it and it said San Diego. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find this thing. I know I saw it. Okay, am I crazy?
I'm not seeing it there either.
I know I read it. Oh, maybe it's on the original article.
Maybe the New York Times article.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I know I saw 250, and it said in their San Diego headquarters. What in the devil? Okay, guys, I am actually losing it because I don't see it anywhere in our notes. I don't see it in the article.
Okay, well, how about we look it up to make sure that it's true?
Well, I'm actually like looking at I know I didn't make. I have no idea. I think it's 150, and it said San Diego. Because I didn't know where the hell they were stationed out of. Well, that's weird. What a strange thing to happen.
Oh my goodness, Tristan, jeez. I found a review of Working at One America that's 2 stars, 1.9 with 14 reviews.
Of OAN?
Yep.
I'm sure. But yeah, so I'm just curious what their longevity is for Newsmax and OAN, who are upstarts. And it's hard to get major sponsors when you're full of false accusations and being sued and in court for litigation by the Dominion voting system. So I don't think they have a long-term avenue. But I will say this: most people aren't getting their media. More and more people are turning away from cable news and going to online. So it's either going to be Fox or them that's going to win. One of those three are going to come out: Fox, Newsmax, or OAN. So we'll see. So we're going to have to carve out our own little lane ourselves, But let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. And while you're here, of course, give the video a like if you like our type of content. If you don't, give us a thumb down. Let us know why. Don't be a punk. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get alerts for upcoming videos like this. And we'll see you guys next time. And like always, gang, gang. Bam. Okay. So that's that one. And then we have, what was the first one we was going to cover? Oh, yeah. The U.S. and China agreed to cooperate on climate change. This is interesting as well.
Oh, yes. We got some interesting climate stuff happening soon.
Yeah. Vaughn says, isn't it Donald Trump is going to start his media company? I honestly think he's going to be in court litigation for the next decade. He'll never run again. And again, for Donald Trump, if he starts a media company, you got to get sponsors to be financially viable to open a brick and mortar and have that whole infrastructure. So they have to have sponsors to even get off the ground. How are you going to get sponsors when they know damn well you're going to get sued? Do you want your name attached to Donald Trump, the false news narrative, and the insurrection?
Yeah, and I've also last time I read an article about him, which was months ago. They said that he was kind of listless and like only half interested in every idea that he placed about what he was gonna do.
Yeah. He's wealthy, man. Just piss off and live your life and just croak on a goddamn cheeseburger already, you know? Whatever, man. Have a Diet Coke and a cheeseburger. Stupid ass. Maybe a gator get his ass on a golf course. Now that would be funny because of the swamp. The swamp got his ass, you know? Oh
That
my
would be interesting.
God. Drain the swamp and Trump gets swallowed by a gator. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, let's go into the feud side. China, good cooperating climate change. Okay, cool.
You know, according to the multiverse theory, that did happen somewhere.
Yeah, it already happened 1,000 times, right?
It's just every time you're having a bad day, just picture that, knowing that it did for some version of you. You woke up that day hearing that news.
Yes, that in the multiverse, everything that could and would happen has happened. It's limitless. Yeah. And I'd have long hair by now, right? Oh man, my eyes are draining like crazy from the dang allergies, man. But all right, let's go and jump on the next one. We'll just make this a quick one tonight. Bam, what up, Yang Gang? Welcome back and to the low, and we're gonna be talking about how the U.S. and China is setting aside their feud to cooperate on climate change.
Yes. China and the U.S. are committed to cooperating with each other and with other countries in a joint statement from the State Department and China's Ministry of Ecology and Environment. It's the result of 2 days of talks in Shanghai, and the agreement was made by John Kerry and the Special Envoy for Climate Change, or Special Envoy for Climate, pardon me, his counterpart, and I am going to butcher this, but I will make an attempt out of respect. His name must be heard. Xi Zhenhua.
That sounds about right.
Sure.
I think what you have is you're missing a period because it says the U.S. Special Convoy for Climate, comma, Chinese counterpart is Xi Zhenhua, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't say the damn name.
That was a very strangely phrased thing.
Yeah.
I apologize. Like I said, I was in a rush.
Oh, yeah. Well, and so this is another opportunity for Biden's administration to prove they can be functional and respected and still have strong positions on the international stage, and deal with China in positive ways and also in other ways that can be, satisfy the neocons that we got to be strong, but China, they're one of the major polluters, including, I think we need to get India involved there too, because India is one of the major polluters as well. But this is an opportunity for Biden to show, hey man, you don't want a nut job in here. We could have been working with them for the past 4 years. We haven't,
Yeah, it's incredibly important that we do too, because China is the world's biggest carbon emitter, followed by the United States. Last year, China announced it aims to have carbon dioxide emissions peak before 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality before 2060. That's critics say that's not enough. I would agree with the critics. 2030 to still be escalating at 2030 seems like a bad idea. If that's when you're topping off.
Yeah, we should be peaking like right now. We got to start flattening the curve on the emissions too, and don't forget, guys, Biden shut down the pipeline and he made a commitment to all electric vehicles for government vehicles. So I think that's a good start. But again, if we cut all of our emissions, zero emissions, carbon neutral, that only cuts it down by 15% worldwide. We need more, cooperation across the board. But yeah, and Biden pledged the U.S. will achieve net zero emissions no later than 2050. So I don't know. And there's a quote here from John Kerry on the British broadcaster Sky News. He says, "We are now back and present with a very aggressive series of initiatives in order to try to make up for lost time." He also added, "I learned in diplomacy that you don't put your back I learned in diplomacy that you don't put your back on the words, you put on actions. We all need to see what happens. That's a strange way of saying it.
That is a strange way of saying it. I wonder if the article had it wrong. That one was directly pasted from there, so kind of hard to.
Yeah. Well, in other words, put up or shut up. Pretty simple way of rounding that one off,
Yeah.
But for U.S. and China to work on anything is a major story as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. And to your point about we need more than just the U.S. and China on board, I accidentally deleted it out apparently, but one of the other details in this article was that he's going to be arranging a summit before a larger meeting that they're going to be having. I had all this stuff written down. I feel bad now, but of over 40 different countries.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I'm not a big John Kerry fan personally, but he seems to be competent. You know, that's a start. Considering we didn't show up for the last two climate things, you know, what do you call those? Summits. There you go. We didn't even show up. Well, Trump didn't. He sent someone. I can't remember who it was. Probably Kushner's little Weasley ass.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
I remember it was embarrassing, and that was it.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Ivanka Trump was at some summit with him, and they all started laughing at her. Like, she said such and such and blah, 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 dumbassery. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. Then they, like, could read their lips saying how stupid she was. Oh, my God. So embarrassing. But, yeah, you know, so, again, I repeat myself. I had the very least amount of confidence in Joe Biden. I had no hopes, very low expectations. And so far, he just keeps shocking me a couple times here and there. I don't agree with everything he's doing, but
he's doing okay, better than expected.
Yeah,
work on his migrant response.
But he still has not put up where he said he would. He goes, "You put me in the office, it's $2,000 checks." They didn't do $2,000 checks, and now they're renegotiating another stimulus package. And guess what the number is? It's 1,400. It's not 2,000. Motherfuckers, 2K bitches. How hard is this? So that's where I'm still not shocked. That piece of shit and all of his people. It's the neocon class, all of them. But with Biden has stepped up, man, talking about, I don't care what you guys say, we're getting off Afghanistan. I don't care what we say, we're going to challenge the credit bureau. I don't care what you say, we're going to cut this pipeline off, you know? And so I like the fact that he's using all his years of leverage and experience and earned respect, if you will, amongst his colleagues to say, guys, I'm calling the shots here. You know, so he's doing what Trump did in a different way, kind of, in a little more of a cultured way, I guess you'd say is the only way to really put it. But yeah, so we'll see, man. I'm just shocked by Biden's, again, guys, 100 days. It's only been 100 days, if that. I think today was 100 days or yesterday. So he's done a lot in 100 days that's shocked me and impressed me, you know.
I think it would probably be fair here for us to point out that one of the reasons why Biden's getting so much done is not that Biden himself is an impressive man, but that he is counting on people who know what they're doing to do what they do best.
Yeah, he's put some confident people around him. Mm-hmm. Now let's play devil's advocate here. If Andrew Yang was president, who would his cabinet be? I think it'd be more impressive. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yes, absolutely. In one of those multiverses that we were discussing earlier, Andrew Yang is president.
Yeah.
And we're all getting universal basic income, and this operation is getting a good booster shot right now.
Shit. Another multiverse. The Democrats wouldn't have stood in the way of the reoccurring checks back in 1960, whatever the hell that was, with Nixon's administration, you know?
Yeah, imagine your parents' lives if they'd had a universal basic income, and that was possible then.
Yeah. They said it's not enough. Shit.
Right on the verge.
Come on now. But, you know, it's typical. Yeah, so there's still some room for Biden to grow. His administration lacks some, you know, they need a little more progressive ideologies, but Reoccurring child tax credit, that's pretty damn progressive. Committing to electric cars, pretty damn progressive. Shutting down the oil line, the pipeline, pretty progressive. So, and he's adding it. And he's also including another stimulus check in the next infrastructure bill. Pretty progressive, you know.
Is that confirmed? Because I did not see that. If it's confirmed, because I would love to see that if it's confirmed.
It's part of the budget they're putting out there. They're still doing the exact same budget before they're trying to do it again. You know, with that.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, but here's the thing: why do we have to keep gold bagging every 30 days? You know, just make it recurring until a certain parameter is met for COVID cases, until we're completely opened up again. You know, why do we got to keep bagging? But the Wall Street got their money up front for the next 2 years. Those are 2 and 3 year tax cuts up front for them.
Well, I kind of try to so that I don't depress myself out of doing more work, because gosh darn it, is it worth it? Milestones, right? So we achieved the milestone. Yes, there's going to be another stimulus yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's such good news for so many people who honestly didn't believe we were going to get another one. A lot of the news sites that I was reading for a while were saying there's not going to be another one, or it's going to be so hard to pass they're not even thinking about it yet.
Yeah. And that just goes to show you how little those people fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know shit. They're guessing. We can guess just as much as they are.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we should just guess. I think we should act. And that's
and follow the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But yeah, so you know, they've got some cooperation from the Chinese government. So that's a damn good start. You know, and now if they could just get them from stop murdering people for being their opposition, that'd be great. But I think this is a good step forward. Like you said, it's a goal. Okay, we've established a working relationship. Then when you get to work that out more, you can challenge a little more down the road, you know?
Exactly.
So, hopefully.
Step by step.
Right.
And if you acknowledge the small steps, you're going to find that it's a lot easier to get to those big steps.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I mean, that's a start. I think if Trump would have won the election, that wouldn't have happened. No, it'd have been doubled down on some shit, you know, possibly. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about that in the comment section. Do you think this is a good thing that the U.S. is actually working with China, or do you think we should be a little more skeptical of China when it comes to relationships like this? Should be a little more oppositional instead of working together? I don't think so. I think we should be working together somehow, some way to establish a relationship, if nothing more than just for communication channels.
There are some things that even when they're a longer than long shot, they're worth trying for.
That's right. Another reference. We love it. But yeah, guys, let us know what you're going to think about that in the comment section. And while you're here, of course, get a video like and leave a comment. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button, ring notification bells for upcoming videos. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. And like always, gang, baby. Yeah, bam, that's 2. Yeah, that's got to be good enough for now, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you've had a long day with your kids and, you know, it's a weekend.
Tristan broke his backup tablet. Which means when the other one's out of batteries, his backup tablet is also his communication device. So he doesn't have words and he doesn't have his favorite toy at the same time.
That's rough.
So, yeah. And the other bad thing about not having his backup tablet is if something happens to the not backup tablet, then now there's nothing. So it's always good to have a backup one. So that's another reason I'm happy those stimulus checks are coming and the CTC are coming. It's not till July. If I can make that one last till July without dying, we can be in business.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you'd almost hope there's some type of a grant out there too that could help you guys out, man. Like, come on, there's resources. Why isn't there more help for you guys, man?
I don't know. We were working with CMH for a long time, and it's just surprising how difficult it is to get on to those sorts of things. And the problem isn't so much that there's not grants, it's that they're limited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, not like everybody can get a grant, right? So it's just when the doors are open, are you there in time to sign up for it at the right time? And you have to be on top of it 24/7 if you're trying to get something like that.
Yeah, I was trying to look at some grants for like independent media companies. But the problem is the grants are typically only for nonprofits. You know, I'm not trying to be a nonprofit. I'm trying to be somewhere we can generate revenue to pick people up and bring people up and help them get out of that cycle of poverty or give them a different career option to say, hey, I'd like to do this full time. You know, I'd like to employ people to do this stuff and, you know, make this a profitable business. We can keep helping people, you know.
Tagline. Oh, yes. I will talk about that in just 1 second. I want to get the tagline out before I forget it.
Okay.
The low. Building the network that builds people. I don't know. It's not a real tagline, but I thought it was fun for the conversation.
Oh, also, guys, I have good news. I finally got all my paperwork through the state of Michigan. I just ordered sample hats to be delivered, and then I'm going to do a sample thread of what do you call that? They're flex fit hats. I'm going to do 5 test ones, and I'm probably going to give those away once I figure out what's what. But the idea is I'm going to get 5 hats and try them out and make sure the materials look good, make sure the embroidery looks good. And it's a little more expensive than I thought, but it's still okay. It's a quality product. It's a flex fit, like a stretch fit one. But so hopefully, you know, we're talking like next month. In 2 weeks, I should be able to say, okay, guys, we're going to do a pre-sale on these hats. And I'll say, okay, here's the hat. I can get them done in a couple of weeks, man, and have them shipped out to you, man. I am very excited about this opportunity to get the trickle up out there a little more. And I'm going to make some shirts. And, of course, I'm going to send you a shirt and a hat, of course.
Yay! Free clothes.
Vaughn says, how much? It depends on the hat. So there's 2 different, I guess you say, costs for the hat themselves from the vendor. Because just putting the embroidery on is $6 per hat. It's not cheap for the embroidery, and that's competing. I've shopped around, so it's like $5.85 is the cheapest I found around here. And I'm trying to keep local businesses. I'm trying to make a relationship with local, but I'm not trying to go online and have it shipped from freaking Shanghai or some shit. I'm trying to keep this in-house in the area and establish good relationships with people to make shirts in the future and hats and whatnot. But I'm thinking right now, it looks like the hats will be between 25 and 30, depends on how much the shipping is going to be. The other thing I got to figure out too is the shipping cost, because I could sign up an account for Amazon. What do you call that? The Amazon fulfillment centers, right? So if I do a pre-sale of let's say we sell 100 hats, that'd be huge for a first time, right? We sell 100 hats, and then if it's $25 per hat, that's $2,500. Then I can order the hats, pay them to be shipped. I got paid for shipping to go to the embroiderer, pay for embroidery, pay for the shipping to go to an Amazon fulfillment center, and then pay them to ship them out. So I got to figure out that cost point to where it makes sense for the network to fund the network and hopefully be able to pay Mia for her services. Let's be honest, guys. That's my first goal. I want to pay Mia for all this stuff.
I think your first goal should be the site, though. You kind of set that as an original.
Well, I've already paid for the site out of my pocket. That's already done.
Aw.
It's already done. I've already paid for that. And that was only $270 for this year. Last year, the first time, it was $480. So that was a little more steep. But yeah, I paid for that already. But yeah, I want to generate funds for the network to start saying thank you to people with monetary compensation. That's what it comes right down to. So, and the big thing is I'm going to try and push the GoFundMe. I'm going to try and push our Patreon. Once we get gear out, man, we can actually say, hey guys, look, we're getting more legit. We're ready. Let's make a push. So that's why I'm hoping that Matt and Michael, who joined us the other night, might be able to jump in once a week and commit. Or Rio. You know, we need more women, guys. We need more women voices to step up, man.
That's the thing. I met somebody through Clubhouse who's really interested in doing stuff in general. Mm-hmm. And I thought I might introduce you to him. But again, it's a dude.
Yeah, you know, I hate to be like that, but that's the truth, man. We need more female voices represented, you know. This country is 50-50. So we need more diversity. And I'm going to talk to Elle about that too. I'm going to try and get Elle to get back in the system here and get her going.
Ladies of the Yang Gang, we are calling.
Well, I'm going to double back with Elle and see if Elle can do, if she can commit to just Sundays. Then me and you, then we can commit to Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, you know. Well, yeah, Faye. The problem is, guys, you gotta have someone that has enough resources to at least have a camera, a microphone, a legit setup. You can't just see me, Tom, Dick, and Harry sitting in their, living room on their couch. Like, we want to have an actual,
a network,
an actual. It's gotta look the part, And no shade on anybody. I'm just trying to find someone that has that type of situation and availability, and everything. It's all got to work, guys. It's personalities. It's availability, all that stuff. It's very complicated. It really is. It's the hardest thing I've ever done.
But Faye is an amazing person. I'll say that real quick.
What's that?
But Faye is a good suggestion as far
Absolutely.
as people go. She's an amazing person.
Yes.
And very passionate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I like the male-female combination as well. And so I'm gonna try. Like I said, I'm gonna try and get Matt, Michael. I'm talk to Elle again, and who else was it? Crystal Fleischman tried to help out, but she kind of got overwhelmed, man. But I'm still trying to do a little bit of recruiting, man. It's all got to work out. It's hard part, man. It really is hard to, get all those things to line up.
Particularly when you're at the startup stage and not able to be like, well, yeah. I can do this to help you get started and that to help you get started.
And that's the thing. If we can get this thing, like if we can fund it with the hats and with shirts, that's a start. Because then I got to get permission from the Humanity Forward to make sure they don't have a problem with us selling math hats. Because they don't have math hats anymore either. I see them; they're not in their stores. So if no one's making them, can I do that and put the trickle up on there, like math trickle up? And because I know that. The thing is, Humanity Forward can't be represented by the Yang Gang either, because they can't be affiliated with a certain politician. So, guys, this is a lot of legal gymnastics. We have to jump through some hoops to say, okay, can we do a math hat? It can't say Yang Gang on it anymore if it's got Humanity Forward attached to it.
Right.
Now, I can for the trickle up. I can just say Humanity, or I can just say a math hat, trickle up, Yang Gang with that little YG logo that Will X Ham did out in LA of that guy. So yeah, there's a lot of things I'm trying to figure out. I might see if Paget might want to jump in once in a while. Who else is in here? And L. Those are the two other ones that I've actually had relationships with. So those two, and we're going to be looking around. And I think TikTok's another great place. We found some really great people on TikTok. Tell you guys the truth, man. I'm actually developing a page on the website for that, to list all the political activists on TikTok as well, and have like a whole page dedicated to them so you can find people. Yeah, Nerds, man. He's got a full-time gig and 2 kids and a channel. So he's in the same boat as I am, where it's hard for him to do that.
And he's also running for the people, which is an important project.
US. You damn right. That's a great thing for him to focus on. Yeah, I want to have Tom on again, of course. I'm going to try and get Dennis from Trumpers for Yang. I want some pushback, man. I want real pushback, and he will push, and I like that. But we don't have enough center-right representation yet either. Some Aaron from Humanity Films can't help. I actually talked to him recently, and he's just so busy with his job that he can't do it. So I'm just trying to see who's available, and we'll just kind of go from there. So it's just been me and Mia have been rocking this bitch for a while now, a couple months, man. We've been pretty consistent too, for the most part. We only missed a couple of days, like total. It's mostly because I was on vacation for a week. Just to be honest with you,
I've had a night or two where Tristan's had a bit of too rough of a time, or
right. And that's something else too. Is I'd like to have opportunities for people to be backups in case something happens for you, in case something happens for me. I need someone that can step in for me if I got something going on with my kids and family, or something, that they can jump in here and have login access to the Trickle Ups YouTube channel to set the live stream up, to do all this stuff without me, and then record it and actually edit the shit and put it up. That's a lot of work, guys. I ain't gonna lie. It's a lot. creating thumbnails and editing the videos and uploading to YouTube, and and then you gotta make clips and all that shit. It's a process, man. It's daunting.
Right. I am going to, I think that I will read the petition real quick.
Oh yeah.
The actual,
What's our numbers? We get the 1,000 yet?
oh gosh, no.
I know it was over 500 earlier.
553 at the moment.
Okay, so it was like 505 earlier today, so that's good. You got 50 more.
Yeah, it's I don't think that we're in a huge rush to get it going like immediate. Well, like we're not shutting it down tomorrow, so we
Right.
got time.
Yeah.
But please promote and push it if you happen to have the ability to do so. Anyone, everyone.
Mhm.
I will read it real quick. The mass of it there real quick, and
Yeah, go ahead.
can include the link in the description, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Again, thank you. My name's Mia. I'm a parent who, like many others, has shouldered the financial burden of this pandemic for well over a year now, for the sake of my family. I have 2 sons who mean the world to me. My youngest son is autistic and nonverbal, which sometimes presents financial challenges for my husband and I. I'm not able to work at the moment, and neither is my husband. Our local school district isn't properly equipped to care for some of his behaviors, and as he got older and stronger, it became a safety issue. It was no longer possible for him to remain in class, even with 2 parapros, his teacher, and multiple staff on hand for his worst days. Now at home, it's just us on hand to love and look after him 24/7. Further complicating matters, my husband has his own share of health issues. The American Rescue Plan includes monthly checks to parents that begin on July 1st. It's designed to help parents like me with monthly checks of $300 for children under 6 and $250 for children aged 6 to 17. When I heard the news that this law would be sending monthly help to parents, I was overjoyed. It struck me as a beautiful investment in the well-being of our children. And though my oldest will turn 18 soon and be phased out, I still want that investment in children to be something that parents and future parents can depend on. That's why I'm calling on Congress to make monthly checks to parents a permanent policy for Americans that extends beyond the pandemic. The expanded child tax credit is expected to cut child poverty by more than half over the next year. I can hardly imagine a better use of the money that we send to Washington each year than to spend it on lifting millions of families out of poverty. This law does not outsource parenting or make the job of raising children anything other than the labor of love it already was. What it does do is make that labor of love a little easier from month to month. Groceries, clothes, school supplies, and all the other costs of raising our kids add up every month, and an extra financial cushion can go a long way. We've already heard leaders in Washington show support for a long-lasting policy like this to support families, from Leader Schumer and Senator Romney to President Biden. All that I'm asking for now is that they turn that support into action. We can be the generation of Americans that made child poverty a shadow of its former self. Congress, make the monthly child tax credit permanent to secure a better future for millions of our kids.
Nice.
That's it.
So guys, go to Humanity Forward's Twitter page or go to movehumanityforward.com, and their links are in there, and you can go to the petition. It's simple. It takes you about 2 minutes. Sign that sucker and send it away. And then share it on Twitter that you did it, and then tag people. That helps the most when you do direct tagging to get more people that is on board with this. And instead of just putting it out there and just like, here's a retweet, be a little more proactive, man. It takes a little more effort than that. Let's try tagging people that you think would sign it and double around, man, and just keep going. And we got to get 1,000 at least minimum. This is a worthy cause. So the administration's meeting us halfway with a child tax credit. Let's make it recurring in perpetuity,
And it also is going to generate some excitement. It's basically it's a little mini UBI for parents, really for the kids, but for parents.
Yeah. So I'm really hopeful on this. This is the step. This is the step of it in the right direction we were talking about the whole time. Is that introduction? This little nibble, this little taste, and once we get a taste of it, we're like, hey. Why aren't we considering this for everyone?
Why are we stopping supporting people the moment they turn 18 as if they are suddenly no longer worth investing in?
Exactly. Why are they less worthy? You know, because I'll tell you right now, I'm a parent, and it doesn't stop at 18. It doesn't get any cheaper either, unfortunately. But yeah, it's one of those things, man, where I think that's where we got to go, man. So let's make this happen, guys. Share it on Twitter, Facebook, and in the groups and stuff like that. That helps in the bigger groups, and get this message out. Let's get 1,000 by this week. Let's get it done. It's just not
I
that
would love
hard.
to see that. And I really appreciate everybody who does. It's
Absolutely.
important,
So
and I appreciate Humanity Forward reaching out to me on this, and I want to be able to show them results.
That's right. And so I'm gonna make a clip about this. That's the first thing I'm gonna do, is put this one up first, and then have the description box with all the needed clip links, and we'll go from there, man. And I'll put it on my other channel too, just to make sure it gets a little more exposure on there, because I have more followers on there, or subscribers. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. And so, yeah, guys, let's make this happen, man. Thank you for your time, Mia.
Thank you, and have a wonderful week.
I love you to death, and I can't wait to meet you in person someday. I got to make that trip with the Cadillac if I got to. I got to make that happen.
Give me warning first, because
life is life.
Mhm.
No, I'll talk to my girlfriend about that. I might just try and get an Airbnb in Cadillac and just come there for like a 3-day weekend or something like that. And just, if there's a bad day, there's a bad day. I'll be there for a few days, you know. And if it's a good day, I'll come stop by, you know.
Yeah, my husband would like to meet you, I'm sure.
Absolutely, man. That'd be awesome. Just come up north and hang out and get to see you in person finally. Because you don't have the ability to get out of your house for longer than a day, because you have the demands of your home life, that you can't just up and go to Georgia for a week and help out. You know, like, you can't do that.
No. I've got one trip in reserve that I'm going to take, and that's whenever we do have like our big Yang party that people have been kind of talking about for a long time. I've reserved that. But
I'm hoping this late summer, once Andrew wins, then we can plan a little bit of a hang.
Behind, and I don't want to put him out for too much longer than that. And you know, it's the one time. I won't do that to him more than once.
I could see maybe something like a regional one too, like one for Chicago area, then one like in LA, one in New York or Georgia or whatever. Because we can't, most of us can't afford to just fly wherever the hell they want us to, you know. Oh, let's meet up here. It's not that easy, you know. So it's got to be reasonable. So
YangCon.
YangCon, yes, right. Yeah, no shit, man. Well, all right, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man. I'll get these clips out tomorrow, man, and I'll get this done for you, Mia, and we'll get this thing out there.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Boys.
Thanks for hanging out, man. Yang gang.